Welcome to the Rich Coded Podcast. This is the podcast for rebel baddie leaders who are done self-editing and ready to create safety in their bodies, to trust their own codes, become the fully expressed leader, and bring their next edge body of work and magnetic movement to life. I'm your host, Kelly Pender, speaker, mama, and creator of Tap and Twerk. In our world, we don't follow anyone else's rules. Your greatest wealth, visibility, and impact begin the moment you stop editing who you are. Let's get rich coded, you big fucking deal. Welcome back to the Rich Coded Podcast, big fucking deal. Based off of the title of this episode, you already know what you're in for, so I'm going to call you out to call you forward, because here's a thing that I need you to know. Strategy isn't going to do shit for you if every single time you experience discomfort, you experience feeling a little resistance around visibility, around being seen as your true self, around leading your next edge body of work, and you can feel your body being like, ugh. Strategy isn't going to do shit for you if you keep abandoning your greater vision, your mission, the impact that your soul came here to lead. The second you get uncomfortable or when you experience any type of discomfort, okay? Because this is a huge pattern that I've been through, that I see time and time again with my clients, that I mean, this is what I talk about when I speak to the unseen. I can see the patterns going on subconsciously, energetically, and in your body that you can't see. And right now, you're listening to this podcast, you're in the Rich Coded world because you have a big ass vision. You know it in your bones, you know it in your cells, you know that you are here to impact the motherfucking world on a global scale. And you're ready to go even bigger. And you can see your greater vision. You can see where your brand is going. You can see your next edge body of work. You can see bigger money, bigger wealth, bigger visibility, bigger stages. You can see the global motherfucking movement. And then what happens is that you're doing it, right? I say this all of the time. You do the reels. You record the podcast episodes, you send out the emails, you do the Instagram stories, maybe you do the TikToks, the YouTubes. You're doing the things and you're fucking incredible. But when you're ready to start to share the bolder things that you know may trigger people, that you know may make your current audience be like, what? Hello? What the hell? And then nobody responds immediately. No one DMs you. No one comments. No one likes it. You feel your body being like, fuck. Oh my God. I thought that was going to get a different response and it didn't. And then you raise your prices. You put it out there. You tweak the sales page and then you're like, let me ask my body one more time if that's right. Let me ask my body one more time if this is the price or if I should keep it at this angel number or whatever. And you start questioning it. And then you are becoming more visible, right? You're putting yourself out there more and more and more because hello, center stage, you're a star. But the silence feels uncomfortable or the criticism feels really fucking uncomfortable. Okay? Especially those comments on YouTube, you know, those people that I'm talking about were like, are you a person or are you a bot? They're fucking mean. And it's really uncomfortable. Okay? And then I see you beginning to create the offer, beginning to do things online that a lot of people aren't doing, right? But I can see you in your body and I can feel in your energy that all of a sudden you're wondering if people will get it, if people will understand it, because it's not a typical program that maybe you've put out before, that people are used to, that the market's used to. And here's another pattern that I see is that you start going viral. You start becoming known. And then your body gets a little tired. Maybe you get a little sick. Maybe you get a little headache. Maybe you get a little migraine. And then you want to retreat. You want to pull back. You want to be in bed for 3 days. There's nothing wrong with that if you're actually sick. But are you? or is it your body revealing a pattern to you? Okay. And here's one that can be a little sneaky. That does tend to happen. You have a big month, maybe your highest cash month, sales month yet. And then afterwards, it's like, how do I do this the next month? And then you immediately start looking for the next strategy. Can I do it again? Can it happen again? I don't know. Okay. And a lot of us look for strategy, look for the next thing, instead of just sitting and staying and leading yourself through the discomfort, through the resistance. Okay. And a lot of times I've seen this. I've shared my story with Tap and Twerk, and I'll share it again. A lot of the times you alter your greater vision. You alter your greater mission. You make it smaller. You go back to what feels familiar, to what feels known, to what feels safe. Okay? Or you start a whole other offer, a whole other program, and then you just consume more information, more content online, looking for the next thing to make you feel certain again. And what happens is you begin to seek safety in other people's strategy. You begin to seek safety in other people's content, and other people's reel hooks, and other people's marketing strategy, and other people's email templates, and other people's launch strategies, instead of seeking safety within yourself. Okay? And if left unchecked, this does create a pattern in the body where it's like, ooh, whenever I go a little too big, I got to come back. I got to come back to my baseline. I got to come back to the default. It's unsafe. It's like alert, alert, alert. I don't know what to do here. I don't know who I am here. I don't know if I can hold this. And today we were breaking that pattern because I know that you don't want to live here. You don't want to operate from this pattern in your body again. All right. And so here's what I need you to know. I'm going to tell you a quick little story of how I broke this pattern. Because I really, truly wish that, 8-9 months ago, when Tap and Twerk first came into play, when it first just organically came through my body. And when it did, I received the vision that you all know, or you will know in a second. I saw myself leading Tap and Twerk on stadium-sized stages, like sold out, packed stadiums. And I received that vision that, oh God, it was the day before I was about to go then speak on stage for the first fucking time. Like a real ass stage, like the 100-foot LED Tony Robbins stage. Before, I've only spoken on stages, quote unquote, at breweries, right? Or virtually. So this was like a real ass stage. Not that anything else isn't real, but you know what I'm saying. And so that vision dropped in moments after Tap and Twerk just came through me. By the way, the methodology of Tap and Twerk wasn't even created. Just the idea of it is what came through my body. Okay. It was channeled through. And so because I was like, I don't know the how. I don't know how this is going to pan out. I don't know the structure. I don't know the full methodology. I don't know. My body was like, alert, 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 alert. And guess what we are so programmed and conditioned to do? We are programmed and conditioned to find the strategy to feel safe, to find comfort in a fucking strategy, to find peace, to find ease, to find certainty, to find stillness in a strategy, instead of encoding that within your body. Because again, this is the pattern. If we just keep implementing strategy or implementing, tell me the how, tell me the this, if we keep doing that, we are not going to teach our body that it is safe to feel uncomfortable, that it is safe to sit in the unknown, that it is safe to sit in the uncertainty. And we are going to, this is the behavior that comes with that pattern, we are going to continue to self-betray, self-edit, and abandon your greater vision to shrink it, to maybe fit someone else's business model, to fit someone else's strategy, to fit what has already been done before, what is known, what is familiar, what you see, right? In the coaching industry, or truthfully in any other fucking industry. We will try to contort and alter our greater vision to fit something that's already known and familiar and has been done before. And here's something that I need you to accept. And this is something that took me quite literally. I just like, in all transparency and honesty, I fully claimed this the other fucking day. And I know that I've been claiming this day in and day out, but I really coded it in my body. And here's what I want you to know, okay? Because I don't want it to take 8 or 9 months for you to lead and facilitate your next edge body of work, to take over the motherfucking world, impacting hundreds of thousands of millions of lives and creating a ripple effect with your body of work. I don't want it to take 8, 9 months like it took me. Okay. You know this. And if you don't, I'm a 3-5 projector. I'm your trial and error girly. I fuck around and find out. I figure out what works, what doesn't. And guess what? Through my own experience of leading myself through it, I see the patterns going on in the body, in the mind, in the energetic field. And that's how I'm so fucking good at calling you out on your patterns, pattern interrupting and shifting on the spot. Why? Because I've been through it. So I don't want it to take you 8 or 9 months to birth and facilitate your next edge body of work where you are globally known, where your name is quite literally recognized, and so is your signature subconscious symbol. Anyways, inside our mastermind, we were having this conversation recently when I was talking about this pattern, and your body is like, ooh, uncertainty, uncertainty, uncertainty. But let me share this with you. Are you certain that this next edge body of work is meant for you and is meant to impact the world? Yes, you are. Are you certain that your greater vision is meant for you and you are meant to lead it? Yes. Yes, you fucking are. So because our body only feels safe moving forward with some type of certainty, this is the certainty that I want you to compound. This is the certainty that I want you to feel in your body. Yes, I am certain that I received this wild, wacky, holy shit, greater vision because it's meant for me. Yeah, I'm certain in that. Okay. Yeah, I'm certain that I'm meant to birth and lead my next edge body of work and to facilitate it, to transform and alter and change millions of lives. Yeah, I'm certain in that. So do you feel that there is actually certainty? Yeah. And when you feel that certainty in your body, guess what? You're giving your brain permission that it's okay to move forward. It's okay to move forward. All right. So what was the story I was going to tell you? Oh, did you recently see? By the way, I'm sitting on my couch with microphone in hand, and this is like the most me projector way to record a podcast ever. I love this, and I have 0 notes, and we're just going with it. Okay. We're channeling. We're all over the place, but we're going to land the fucking plane. Did you see that I recently co-led a flash mob in New York City? Yes. Let me tell you something. And this is really cool. Okay. Because if that idea came my way, God, probably, no, for sure last year. Okay. If that idea came my way last year, guess what? It would have landed in my brain, in my body. I would have flirted with it. And then I probably wouldn't have done anything with it. Why? Because I didn't have the capacity in my body to hold it. I didn't have the capacity in my body to plan it, to facilitate it, to fucking lead it, and to, like, what's the word? Actualize? Make it my reality. And let me tell you something really fucking cool. And this is why I will toot the horn every goddamn day of Tap and Twerk, because that idea, I don't remember if I shared this on the podcast or not. That idea of doing a flash mob in New York City, it was in July. It was on our anniversary, 7/7. And God, we had an espresso martini like way late. I don't ever have those things after 4 p.m., but here I am having it at like 8 p.m. and I normally go to bed at like 9:30. So I'm in the shower just kind of prancing around being like, I gotta burn off this espresso martini. And in the shower, I'm just kind of like doing my thing, prancing around. And lo and behold, I get this idea that just drops in. And it literally was like, like a sign, right? Flash mob in New York City. And when it landed in my body, this is the process. I was like this. Oh my God, a flash mob in New York City? Holy fuck, that's so cool. That would be so fun. This is really big. No, it was like, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. I wish that I was able to narrate the thoughts in my mind and the feelings in my body from that idea that I'm just silent to myself, like whatever in the shower. This felt like it went on for 10 minutes. It was honestly probably 45 seconds of like, oh, holy fuck. Yes. Flash mob. No. Can I share this with people? I don't know. And so what did I do? I like heard my husband outside and I was like, David, by the way, his name is David. He's the Caucasian. I'm the Mexican. So I call him David. And so I'm like, I just got this idea of a flash mob in New York City. And he was like, yeah, that's awesome, babe. This is just how he responds to everything that comes out of my mouth. Yeah. Okay, cool. And then I was like, all right, not that I don't need his validation. I don't need anything, but it just felt really good to share it. And then, did our thing, went to bed. Next day, I'm like, I'm not going to do my normal pattern of having this idea, of having a bigger vision that quite literally doesn't really make sense, but we are the queens of making it make fucking sense and making the impossible possible. And so I'm like, I'm not going to do my old pattern of having this idea and just sitting with it and just letting it fucking marinate and then just letting it rot. Like, no, I'm not that person anymore. I have the capacity to hold this and we're going to fucking do something with it. And so I was like, who do I share this with? I literally connected with a woman named Gal who I ended up co-leading with it, or leading the flash mob with her. And I just slid into her DMs and I was just like, I know we just met, but like I had this idea come in last night and I just have to share it with you. I'm just feeling called to share it with you. And she voice memoed me back and she was like, Kelly, I've been wanting to do a flash mob in New York City for years. I know that this is your idea, this is your vision, but like I want to co-lead this with you. And I was like, okay, yes. Like it was just like, yes. And we both had this moment where we were like, we want to do this, but it felt so big. It felt so massive. And it felt like I can't do this on my own. And so don't you think it's interesting that instead of sitting with an idea and letting it rot, I shared it with someone that I felt connected to and with, and on board. Let me tell you how fucking quickly that from idea to execution this happened. Are you ready for this? So that idea dropped in 7/7. I shared it. We planned a Zoom call. I wish I could find the exact date, but it was at least 4 days later. Okay. We then shared it, told everyone about it, created the graphic for it, the quote unquote copy, whatever. We then had the flash mob on July 27th, which was my birthday, which was 20 days after the idea came into my head and landed in my body. From idea to execution was, well, less than, because we didn't talk about it until 4 days after the idea, was less than 20 fucking days. And here's what I need you to know. Is because when you build the capacity in your body to hold more visibility, more judgment, more people perceiving you incorrectly, more being misunderstood, guess what? Your body feels safe to actually execute an idea and to make it fucking happen. That for most humans, it would be like, well, let me sit and think how this actually weaves into my body of work. Let me sit and think about how I can best strategize this. Let me sit and think about how this weaves into and threads into and blah, blah, blah. No, I didn't even give myself a moment to think. I just went with it. And here's what happened, which I think is cool. When you co-lead a flash mob with someone, when you are deconditioning, deprogramming yourself from the coaching industry, our intention was for it to be fucking fun, for it to feel liberating, for it to feel expansive. And every time we had a call planning the flash mob, one of us would start to say something and the other person would call the other woman out and be like, you're starting to get a little coachy. You're starting to use some coach jargon here. You're starting to try to make this that it doesn't need to be. Can we stay in the body? And can we stay in the pure potency and frequency of the intention behind this flash mob? Yeah. And guess what? That's where the magic lies. Because we tried to, but we stopped ourselves. So we didn't try to contort this idea, this vision into a mold of what's been done before. Okay. Now, have flash mobs been done before? Yeah, of course they fucking have. But I've never been in a flash mob. Either has my friend Gal. And so we didn't go online and Google flash mobs to be like, how do you run a flash mob? I didn't ask ChatGPT, how do you best structure a flash mob? What is the best? We didn't do any of that. None of that. Because that's when you leak your leadership, when you outsource your power to fucking ChatGPT, to the internet, to Google, to anyone and everybody else who's done it before. Okay. And so what I love about this is that I was actually, after years and years and years and years and years of trying to think my way into my next level of visibility and into my next level of wealth and of leadership, I stopped doing that. I stopped that fucking pattern. I got in the body. Also, did I tell you this? I need to do a whole other podcast episode on this. I tapped and twerked every single fucking day I do this every day. I don't film myself doing it. I do this every day regardless. But for 21 days straight during the 21-day tap and twerk challenge, I gave myself an assignment, and I accepted the assignment, to shake my booty every single day online, no matter where I was, and to record it, right? And to share it. And guess what? Guess what that allowed me to do? To stop giving a fuck. To stop giving a fuck about what other people think about me. To stop being like, oh, this isn't professional. Oh, people are going to think this about me. Oh, I'm going to tell you something. Oh my God. Shaking your butt, shaking your booty, throwing ass, twerking, whatever the fuck you want to call it, is premium. Why? Because you are in your body. You're feeling yourself. You're being fully expressed. You're being unhinged and you're being liberated. You're not just being liberated, you're feeling fucking liberated. That is premium. And when you feel that way, when you are fully expressed, when you don't give a fuck about what other people think about you, guess what? Your leadership signal that you are broadcasting is so fucking potent. And do you think it's a coincidence or not that all of a sudden 6-figure, multi-6-figure, 7-figure leaders reached out to me to hire me to work with me one-on-one? Why? Because of my level of audacity, because of my level of fullest expression, because of my level of not giving a fuck, of not being filtered, of not being censored, of not putting on this facade to look a certain way to be premium. Okay, people are done with that. And here's the part that may feel a little scary. I know that, by the way, there's so much coming through right now. I don't want to say I'm all over the place because I don't believe in that, but there's so much coming through right now. And this is such a potent conversation. This is such a deep foundation of the body of my work of Rich Coded. And here's the thing, which feels really uncomfortable and it can feel really scary to your body. You have been creating content. You have been recording podcasts. You have been writing emails a very certain way for the past X amount of years. And that way feels very known. It feels safe. It feels familiar. It feels comfortable to you. Okay. And also, because you've grown, because you've expanded, because your frequency is potent as fuck, because you're allowing yourself to be all of you, the way that you've been creating, the way that you've been leading, the way that you've been building your business, it no longer feels like you anymore. Okay. I know you feel that way. All of my clients feel that way. I felt that way. Everyone who I work with feels that way. And again, that's the backing of our body of work and of Rich Coded. because you no longer have to keep creating the way that you've been creating because it quote unquote works, because someone told you to, because it feels known and familiar to you. Right. And there's a big part of you, a big part of your human, a big part of your body that feels like, oh, well, once I actually allowed the world to see me, are people still gonna like me? Are people still gonna pay me? Are people still gonna buy from me? I hear this all the fucking time. Okay. I hear this from women who are making a lot of fucking money. Okay. They have those exact same fears, those exact same concerns. I'm scared that when I show the world the real me, when I create content the way that I want to create, when I speak the way that I want to speak, I'm scared that people aren't going to accept me and they're no longer going to buy from me at the capacity that they've been buying from me. And I'm pausing for the cause because what if that was just an excuse to keep you where you are? And what if your body just feels afraid of the unknown, of going there? And what if it was safe for you to be all of you, to be fully expressed? And listen, like, God, there's like 17 podcast episodes I want to record now because I know, when was it? I shared this before, but when I did my in-person event back in April, I was like fully, and I still am, right? But I definitely shrunk. Okay. Need you to know this. I was fully like, girl, you want to be famous. You want to be globally known, right? Like, duh. Yes. Like that's how I speak. That's what I believe in. That's what I want. And that's what my people want. And I had not just one, but quite a few people be like, Kelly, I love you, but I don't really resonate with your messaging anymore. Listen, I love you, but what you're saying about famous, it just feels kind of surface level. And these are people who like, I've worked with them one-on-one and I'm like, if you've ever worked with me in any capacity, you know I go fucking deep to the depths of your soul. Like, I'm not even kidding when I say that. And to have someone say to me, I don't really resonate with you anymore, this feels surface level, that was like a punch to the fucking gut. That made me feel a certain way. And I didn't realize that what they were sharing with me affected me. And because I wasn't aware, right? Like, I'm human too. I'm human too, y'all. Because I wasn't aware, I felt myself shrink and pull back on the women that I actually wanted to work with. Because I wanted to be my old little people pleaser hoe and make other people comfortable. Okay. I felt uncomfortable being perceived a certain way that I wasn't. I felt uncomfortable being perceived as surface level. I felt uncomfortable being perceived as, what else did someone say to me? Someone asked me this on a podcast, which I think is awesome. And it was so eye-opening, but I'm like, God, is this really what people think? That's insane to me. That fame is egotistical, right? And I rewired that and I spoke truth, but unbeknownst to me, that was still stored in my body. And so I was holding back because I didn't want people to think that I was surface level. I didn't want people to think that I was egotistical. I didn't want people to think whatever the fuck that they thought actually about themselves and had nothing to do with me. Okay. And so I'm sharing this with you because when you encode, and listen, this was back in April. So much has shifted since then. Because since then, I've encoded safety in my body to be misunderstood, to be misinterpreted? Yeah, for people to be like, oh my God. Honestly, think whatever you want to think about me. And it's totally okay. And I want you to know this. It is totally okay to outgrow clients. Some people want to come with you. The people who want to come with you, they're meant to come with you. The people who don't, they don't, period. That doesn't need to mean anything. It doesn't need to mean anything about them. It doesn't need to mean anything about you. I know that so many of you have outgrown clients. I know that so many of you have been told, my client just said this to me recently. She was like, yeah, one of my clients said, like, I don't vibe with your content anymore. I don't connect with your content anymore. It's like, well, yeah, of course you don't, because she's being fully expressed. She doesn't give a fuck. She's not playing it safe. She's no longer doing fluffy content that made you feel comfortable. Like, sorry, not sorry. So of course you're not going to resonate with someone's content anymore who has grown, who has expanded, who has up-leveled, who has quantum leaped. And that's what I want you to take motherfucking ownership around. Okay? Because I've been through this. My clients have been through this. And when you see, yeah, I've grown. Yeah, I've expanded. And guess what? This is who I actually am. And this is where I'm going. And when you own that, like fully fucking own that. And when you take full fucking permission, and when you stop judging yourself, guess what? You stop abandoning your greater vision. And you allow yourself to actually fucking go there and lead it and have it. Okay? And this is the capacity that we build in your body to feel safe being wildly misunderstood and to also feel safe being wildly loved. Because again, you came here to lead a life-altering global mission, next edge body of work, methodology. You're meant to facilitate it worldwide. Write your best-selling book. Be speaking on bigger stages. Have your name spoken in rooms that you're not even fucking present physically. That's what you're meant for. You know that. And in order to have that, in order to create it, trust me, like I'm walking that path. Hello. In order to have that, you have to build capacity in your body to feel safe being misunderstood, to stop fucking judging yourself, and to take full ownership and permission of who you are and where you're going. And when you do that, and when you get your body on board with that, guess what? That's when you lead your global movement with cult-like brand demand, okay? And this is the capacity that we're building in your body inside our annual Tapped Into Wealth and Visibility Challenge. DM me the words tapped in, head to the link in the show notes, get inside, only $11. It's going to change your motherfucking life. I cannot even wait. It is time for you to stop abandoning your greater vision, your impact, your global fucking impact that your soul signed up for. And in order to do that, we're going to get out of your mind, little beautiful lady logic, and into your body to encode safety in your body so that you can hold more eyes on you, so that you can hold being seen as the successful, wealthy, visible, big fucking deal leader that you are, that you're meant for. Okay. This was an unhinged, totally unedited, unfiltered podcast, as they all should be, in my opinion. Let me know what lands for you. I know that like 7 different pathways opened up as I was channeling. So let me know what you want me to go deeper on in a different podcast episode, because I have so many stories to share. I have so many nuggets of wisdom that are going to change your life, that you're going to feel in your body. So let me know. Slide into my DM, start a conversation. Let me fucking know so that I know what podcast episodes to create for you, what you want, what would be most helpful and supportive for you. All right. I'll see you inside our annual Tapped Into Wealth and Visibility Challenge. We start 9/9, but don't wait until then. Get in now, because I'm dropping a bomb ass bonus tomorrow. I haven't decided what it is yet. So I'm going to feel into your energy. I like to feel into the energy of the people that are in and what they need to decide what bonus that is and what will be most supportive for you. So join now so I can feel into your energy and give you a bomb ass bonus that's probably a $555 value or course that I would charge for, that you will get as a bonus for joining us, for being a badass bitch. Oh, I love you so much. You're a big fucking deal, and I'll be talking to you soon. Mwah. If you love this episode as much as I did, please take a screenshot, share to your Instagram stories, tag at I am rich coded so I can feature you to our network, and spread the ripple effect of giving other women the permission slip to birth their vision and movement and to bring it to life their fucking way. And I have a super special gift for you, our Rich Coded Hypnosis to rewire your mind and body in your sleep to create safety to 10x your visibility and your income. When you give us a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts, take a screenshot, send it to me, and I'll send you the hypnosis as a gift. And remember, you're a big fucking deal.